you want to make thumbnails that look like this, but whenever you try to work really hard on them, you always make them look really sloppy or mess up on something? Well, this is the perfect video. I keep on messing up with the camera. So basically in this video, I'm going to show you all the basics you need to make the best thumbnail with using Blender. You can also use in-game pictures, but it's better with Blender. Everything's better with Blender. Alright, so basically we're here in Blender, and so this is a new rig, so if you want to start posing, you use go to pose mode, and normally I wouldn't include this part, which I'm not actually going to. So I'm going to put on 2x speed, so you guys don't have to wait. Okay, so basically the only thing I did here was pose a monkey, so I could get it in the right position for it to be holding a hammer. So the thumbnail I'm going to be doing is just a soundboard trolling video with like a box sound, and he's going to hit some more of a hammer. I'm making him red just so he can, like, I don't know, I'm not going to use a thumbnail. You know, it kind of reminds me of someone. Now right here, I just got a lag spike, that's all. So I'm still posing through all this, which this part isn't very helpful, but you just gotta practice posing. Really. And also, I'm sorry for the bad mic quality. I don't have a good one. I'm going to buy a better one though. Okay, so right now I'm adding a new monkey to the scene. To do that, just append a new one and put it in, and just now you have to post 2 monkeys. It's not that hard though. Now right here the lighting was kind of bugged, so I had to fix that too. Wasn't my favorite part about it, but and also the lighting kind of makes it brighter than it's supposed to. Cause like I chose a pretty dark, like a bright, vibrant red, but now it looks kind of like a pinkish color. The cyan looks a little brighter than usual. Right here I'm posing it to look more like a little minigames kid. Just so it could be like, I don't know, it would make more sense, like he's attacking the minigames kid for being too loud. Not attacking, whoa. More like, I don't know, trolling him, I don't know. How else to say it, like what? To add a hat, which I'm doing right here. I have a file from Wimpy. I'll put his channel in the description. He made a PFP video, and I got the cosmetics from his description, so make sure to go. I put his channel in the description so you can find it. It also has the textures, and make sure you put the texture on closest, or if you want it to make it look more pixely. For the faces, he also has the faces in his Google Drive file. What is on the camera is a rule of thirds. So I put the 2 monkeys like in the 4 intersecting areas, which is like the main parts kinda. Now I'm kinda like, I subdivided the ground after adding the grass texture. And I'm just like pulling up at the faces to make it seem more like landscapey. I don't know how to say it. Alright, now we're getting to the rendering part. which I actually failed on this part, so on this part I render all the images separately to make it easier to shade in Photoshop or Photopea, which I use. You can use Photoshop though to follow this tutorial. Photopea is the exact same, it's just a little more user friendly, so it's a little easier to find everything. What I'm doing right now is not much, I'm just rendering the images. Now we're in Photopea, which is obviously what we're going to be using to edit our thumbnail. So we have there's already a format for a YouTube thumbnail, and so you just go create one whatever you want. So what I'm doing right now is just putting all of my photos in. Now, as you can see, the colors look pretty, like really bright for me. So just go to Image Adjustments and then Vibrance. You can make it a little more vibrant. I wouldn't recommend it though. Sometimes it looks better like this, but I would still apply some vibrance just to make it clearer. Well, this one doesn't really want to change, so I'm gonna add a little more. Like that. Now on parts like this where the lighting didn't really want to go, I have the burn tool. Turn down the hardness to make it a little better. Hold Alt and then make sure it's rest. And then just like kind of fix it. It doesn't look that good over here. Okay, so now I'm gonna apply some vibrance to the background. Which that one works a lot better. I'm gonna add my background. My sky background, I'm just gonna use this one. Not the best one, but it works. Not for shading. Mainly shading's one of the main parts. Makes everything a little more realistic-ish. Now if you don't want to shade, I've seen a lot of people who don't, which is fine by me. If you don't want to shade, it's fine. Now red is probably one of my least favorite colors to shade. It never looks really good, for me at least. Try to add shadows like wherever you think they would be. Like, holy crap, my hand's sweaty. Like underneath the chin. Like, try to think where the sun would be. For me, I'm just gonna say it's like coming down, like straight down. Now we're gonna shade the minigames kid. Made this one darker since it's like in the background, kinda. Add some shading underneath. Add some shading like where the hat area is. Make the colors a little darker. I don't know why you would want to do that, but I did it. This is probably my worst Blender lighting setup. Wasn't the best one. Now for the ground, no, actually, I can't really shade the ground since they're not on it. You can't see it, but I'm gonna try to find out how. like this. You could change the size of the brush. Make it look like better, like way better. You could change it to, by using these, you can rotate it. And all that stuff. Now for the background, there's not really much to do with it. Now for the hammer, so I'm gonna look up hammer PNG. Make sure it's a PNG so it's like a transparent background. I found one, so I dragged it in. I didn't really want to download it. Flip it horizontally and put it in his hand. Now what I'm going to do is hide the hammer and trace the head of the monkey. Make it look like the hammer is behind it instead of in front of it, which doesn't look good. And you can just delete the hammer part. Now for the fingers, hide it again and trace the fingers. Okay, when you're done tracing, go to selection and then change it to whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, once you're done with that, it should look like this. Not the best, but it works. So you gotta shade more. If he's holding something, you gotta shade it like he's actually holding it. God. I will say Photopea is a bit laggy. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some text that's gonna say bonk. I'm actually gonna make him scream. Like it's this guy screaming. I do not like that color. Red. I'll put it behind him. Now we're gonna edit that one. Add a stroke. You can make it a gradient if you want. If you don't find this tutorial helpful, there's a lot of other ones, so just go to those. Now I'm gonna add some rim lighting. Come here, drop shadow, opacity all the way up. Make sure this is on normal distance, size, and adjust this to however you like. Make it like this. The distance a little lower. And then change it to white. Make it seem like the sun is making like rim lighting. It's an easier way. It's the easiest way possible. Drop shadow, same thing. Okay. Oops. So now that's really all you gotta know about thumbnails. You can add it to the grass. I don't recommend it though. Like, it doesn't look very good. You can export it. Make sure you export it as a PNG. That doesn't really matter as long as it's an image. And that's about it. Hope this helped somehow. I know it wasn't the best, but I'll see you guys later.